This one has been a long time coming, tribe. I asked a bunch of my friends and proteges who are either current champions in professional wrestling or have held championships in the past. And it took a while to put this video together for you because I wanted the widest possible sampling. There are voices representing the WWE, AEW, Impact Wrestling, the NWA, Ring of Honor, and from across the independent circuit. I asked all of them this question. What does it mean to become the champion of a pro wrestling organization? Not what does it mean to you as a person, but rather, what does it mean to you as a working professional? Because asking what does it mean to you as a person is going to yield roughly the same sorts of answers. It's an honor to have that accolade bestowed upon you. It's validating. It comes with a certain degree of prestige, and all of that can be very affirming. I know this personally. I've held a couple dozen championships through the decades myself. What I really wanted to get to was this. What does it mean to you as a working pro? That's what I asked each of them, and it's exactly what I'm going to share with you next. I'm Mike Quackenbush, and this is Till We Make It. Right here on my channel, I make videos for fellow professional wrestlers at every single stage of their career. And I do this because when I was starting out, for the first 3 years I was an active pro in wrestling, I had no coach to teach me, nor did I have a mentor to guide me. And I really do believe that lack of access to veteran wisdom, knowledge, and experience played a significant role in my failure to achieve my ultimate career goal. And I don't want that to be anybody else's fate in pro wrestling. I don't want that to happen to you. That's why Till We Make It exists. And if you're down with that, go ahead, join the Till We Make It tribe. Subscribe down below, ring the notification bell so you never miss a vid. Or if you want to take your participation and support of this project to the next level, come join us over on Patreon. There's a link down below in the descriptus. Each and every week, I publish an exclusive video just for my patrons that you'll never see here on the channel. Every Tuesday at 2:22 p.m., I publish Tidbit Tuesday. In all, there's more than 400 exclusive posts, including access to our private Discord, all awaiting you. Memberships start for as little as $5 a month. If you got a PayPal, you can be part of it. Come join us over on Patreon. Today, I want to crack open the question, what does it mean to be a champion? And you're going to hear representation from across a variety of wrestling organizations. About 20 different respondents total chipped in to make this all possible for you. So, you know the question. Let's dive into the answers. What does it mean when you become champion of a pro wrestling organization? Well, the response I heard more than any other was this. It means you are being called upon to set the example in terms of professionalism, behavior, and etiquette, not just for the entire roster, but also as a signal to the global wrestling scene at large. Someone who has terrible locker room etiquette is probably never going to be promoted to champion status. Someone who does not know how to conduct themselves in media appearances is probably never going to get promoted to champion status. And someone who lacks professionalism in the ring, someone who's cultivated a reputation for always injuring their opponent or is unbelievably difficult to do business with, those people are probably not going to be promoted to champion status. You're being called upon at that level to set the example for everyone else and for everyone else watching. The second response I heard most often when asking what does it mean to be a champion was an interesting take on trust. In many cases, becoming champion does mean more than just being entrusted with the care and transportation of one of the most valuable props a wrestling company owns. And to be clear, most championship title belts cost thousands of dollars to produce. So, there are plenty of examples out there where a championship title belt is the most valuable prop a wrestling organization owns after its ring. So it says a lot about how the company trusts you if they are willing to give you this exceptionally valuable prop. And it probably indicates that they believe your values and your work ethic align with the company's. And if that weren't true, well, they probably wouldn't be comfortable making you the face of their entire organization. Would you leave a like on today's video? It really does help the channel to grow. The more of those engagement signals YouTube reads, the more people it's going to share these videos with. Thanks. An intriguing observation about this next response. I only heard things along these lines from people who have been involved in professional wrestling for longer than 10 years. And some of them said, when asked, what does it mean to be a champion, that you were being counted on to steal the show every single night. It also means that you are versatile enough to steal the show no matter who your opponent is. You could be paired against someone who is relatively new. You could be paired against someone who is working with injury. You could even be paired up against an outsider being brought in for a special attraction, a novelty, or dream match. In any of those situations, the company is confident in your in-ring talent to steal the show. I loved this next answer. For a variety of reasons. I don't go out of my way to name my sources when I do videos of this type. But if you are at least a little familiar with the people I've trained over the last 20 plus years, I bet you can guess where this one came from. When asked, what does it mean to be a champion, I heard this fascinating reply. It means the company can count on you as their ultimate problem solver. If they need someone to go through the curtain and dependably get a huge reaction out of the crowd, you can solve that problem. They need someone to move a story forward in a 90-second promo that's got to be delivered right now. You are the ultimate problem solver. There's a thorny match for reasons of a style clash or for political reasons. You can be depended on to solve that problem beforehand or in the ring if need be. They believe that you are their ultimate problem solver. And if you demonstrate time and time again, when those sorts of things inevitably come up in the life of a wrestling organization, that you cannot be counted on to solve those problems, you will never even enter into the championship conversation when the heads of creative get their heads together. A curious insight this next response represents, because it's the one I heard most often from all the female champions I spoke to. They said that they believe becoming champion is a vote of confidence in their talent from the office in one of two ways. Either that, when the big matches come, you can be counted on to deliver big, and in any non-wrestling segment, you can be counted on to elevate everybody involved. Or that your talent represents the best rounded or most versatile set of skills available to them on the entire roster. Now, a rather uncharitable take on all of this might be to quip that winning a pro wrestling championship amounts to no more than being assigned a shiny prop when it is your turn. And sooner or later, everybody gets a turn. But for those of us that eat, sleep, and breathe professional wrestling, the reality of the matter is becoming champion means something far greater, as everybody I spoke to in the course of making this video for you voiced readily. It is not as simple as just being handed an expensive prop. But I want to know what you think. Let me know down below, especially if I managed to miss something along the way. I would love to hear from you. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank some of my newest patrons. So thank you, Jalen, for coming on board. Welcome, Matthew S. And thanks so much, Doc Miller. I am glad to have you as part of the gang.